From the beautiful campus of California Lutheran University right here in Thousand Oaks, California, we come to you live from George Sparky Anderson Field as the Conejo Oaks get ready to host the Arroyo Seco Saints for the second straight game. It's great to have you with us. Good afternoon. Alongside Jude O'Conyas, my name is Sammy Fawn. Now, Jude, we saw these two teams face each other right here just this past Sunday. It was a major 11-2 win for the Conejo Oaks. The Oaks, they really had everything working for them on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a complete offensive showcase that we saw from the Oaks, and it was a great one that we needed to see after kind of two back-to-back games where they struggled to really get a lot of runs on the board. Like you just said, they had 11 runs on 13 hits. We saw guys like Brady Hewitt, Tyler Hawley step up, and we're hopefully they can continue their rhythm as we enter Week 3 here in the California Collegiate League.
Yeah, we did see Daniel Morg throw 5 innings. It was great to see pitcher reach that 5-inning column, which is not something we have seen a lot this season or this summer. Well, the Oaks coming today 6-2 in the CCL. Saints 4-3 after this past Sunday's game. The Saints looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. And starting on the mound for the Conejo Oaks is the left-hander Charlie Decker. Now, the last time we saw Charlie Decker pitch was last Tuesday against the MLB Academy Barons. What was a 10-5 win over MLB Academy, and Charlie Decker went 4 innings, struck out 3 batters, walked just 1, allowed 5 hits, allowed just 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, and he gets ready to face Eli Lopez leading things off for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Lopez swings and misses at that first pitch for strike 1. Well, the Arroyo Seco Saints before Sunday played 2 games against the Orange County Riptide at home on Friday and on the road at Great Park on Saturday as Lopez swings and misses through that one for strike 2. Well, this past Friday, the Saints topped the Riptide 11-4 and then endured a 9-4 loss on the road at the Great Park on Saturday as Lopez goes down via way of the K for out number 1.
That's a great start for Charlie Decker here, as he, like you mentioned, he's making his second appearance after facing off the Barons last Tuesday. He had 3 strikeouts in that game with just allowing 1 walk and 5 hits.
Now up to the plate comes Trotter Enright for the Saints. Enright shows bunt, pulls it back, looks at a strike. We take a look at the batting order for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Lopez led off, Trotter Enright second, Joey Milto third. In the middle, Jack Little, Levi Medella, Jax Ryan, who led off in Sunday's game. And to finish it off, Johnny Garber, Kian Moseni, and Jacob Freer as Trotter Enright swings through another one for strike 2. Well, in yesterday's game, Trotter Enright went 0 for 4 with 1 RBI, had an RBI ground out to second base in that 5th inning when Saints scored 1 out of 2 of their unearned runs as Enright takes the ball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Charlie Decker this season at Puget Sound had 44 strikeouts, with posting a 4.77 ERA.
1-2 pitch, misses low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count even at 2. Decker delivers. Right side, that is fielded by Devin Wilkes. Very nice play. He rushes to the bag and is able to get there in time. 2 down.
It's a great play right there by Wilkes to do it himself. Realizes that he can beat Enright in the foot race and gets there in time.
Speaking of defense, we'll take a look at the defense for the Oaks. Charlie Decker on the mound. Behind the plate is Nolan Johnson, the twin brother of Nate Johnson, currently out with a shoulder injury. In the infield, you've got Devin Wilkes, Ethan Gonzalez at second. At third base, Tyler Hawley, and Brady Hewitt at short as there's a strike on the inside part of the plate to Joey Milto. And then you take a look at the outfield, Jonah Dawson in left field, Tommy Kendlinger, the leadoff man in center, and Jax Jimenez getting his first appearance of the summer in right field. No balls and 1 strike. Decker deals. There's a swing and a miss, and Milto is behind 0-2.
Yeah, Jax Ryan, one of those Oregon Ducks that is now joining the Oaks this summer. Yeah, making his debut. We'll see him fill in at the 2-hole in the Oaks lineup.
0-2 on the way. Misses low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Oaks, in yesterday's game, scored 11 runs within the span of 4 innings. 4 in the 4th and 5th, respectively. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Charlie Decker sends us to the bottom of the first inning as Charlie Decker with a 1-2-3 first inning. And we will see the Oaks bat in the bottom of the first. Stay tuned. Here we are now in the bottom of the first inning, and do want to make a correction. It is actually Lane Haworth leading off for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Apologies for that mistake. It was a last-minute lineup change, and we have been told that Lopez was injured during practice. We don't know the details, but Haworth is leading off and is in center field for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and Tommy Kendlinger takes the ball for the first pitch. Tommy Kendlinger leading off for the Conejo Oaks, and he has been a very strong asset to the Oaks team in center field as well as at the plate. And he looks at a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, he got things started in yesterday's, or on Sunday's one, I should say, with a leadoff single. Start things off. That was his solo hit of the day.
Looks at one in the dirt that skips to the backstop. It's a 2-1 count on Tommy Kendlinger. Well, Tommy Kendlinger looks at a strike over the plate. The count even at 2. And Kendlinger batting 188 so far on the season. Waits for a 2-2 from Tyler Herges. That one is fouled back. Still 2-2. Well, Tyler Herges, last time he pitched on the mound was on Friday's 11-4 win against the Orange County Riptide at home at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field at Brookside Park. That one is popped up. Foul territory. The mask gets removed, and the catch is made in foul territory by Johnny Garber for the first out.
Yeah, Tyler Herges, currently a senior at Azusa Pacific University, where he pitched 11 innings in 2025, made 10 appearances, posting 11.45 ERA.
Well, now up to the plate for the Conejo Oaks is Jax Jimenez. And he looks at a ball upstairs. Well, Jax Jimenez getting the start in right field. Recipient of multiple high school honors as he waits for a 1-0. He swings and misses at that one for a strike. Well, the Conejo Oaks saw a very productive offensive day yesterday with 11 runs and only allowed 2 unearned runs. Yeah, that one misses low for ball 2.
Jimenez was ranked as the 14th shortstop and the 78th overall player in California by the Perfect Game. Played all 4 years of varsity while earning 3-time Scholar Athlete.
That one misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And he's representing Oregon very well today. He's got the neon green cleats on, as well as more green, I should say, moss green cleats. And
that one is grounded up the middle, fielded at second, and throw on to first in time. Nice play at second base by Jacob Freer. So 2 up, 2 down.
And we saw a few, miscommunications or plays get by that first baseman, Levi Medella, that eventually brought one of their outfielders, Jack Little, to play first base for a good chunk of Sunday's loss. So, working things back.
That'll bring up Brady Hewitt. Chopper to third on the first pitch. Throw on to first. It gets away, and Hewitt will go to second. And he will put on the brakes there, but we were so close to seeing 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings, but that on that chopper to third base, Jax Ryan just let that throw get away from the first baseman Medella, and so Hewitt now stands at second, and the Oaks right now have a chance to punish the Saints for that error, and this is the last guy that the Saints want to see at the plate, especially after an error.
Yeah, certainly, and like I just was talking about, there were some struggles with getting that ball into first base, and right there is just another example.
The batter is Devin Wilkes. Takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Well, Wilkes on Sunday had an RBI double. He was eventually pinch hit for in the game by Zach Mora, who is today's starting DH, the 1-0. Line drive to right field, and Joey Milto is there to make the catch. So Saints make 1 error, but Tyler Herges rebounds quickly and gets the third out. No score, on to the second. Top of the second inning, no score so far. The Conejo Oaks hosting the Arroyo Seco Saints. If you're just joining us, I'm Sammy Fawn alongside Judo Kanyas. And leading off for the Saints in the top of the second is Jack Little, the designated hitter in today's matchup. He looks at a strike on the outside corner. Little was the starting center fielder for the Saints yesterday, and him and Medella had swapped places during the game. The 0-1. That one is fouled off to the right, 0-2.
Yeah, Little was one of the guys that had one of the few productive days on in Sunday's loss. He was 2 for 4 with a double and just 1 strikeout.
Little, an incoming rising senior at Baylor University. Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. Charlie Decker with his 3rd strikeout, his first one looking. And there's 1 gone in the second.
And when I look back at that game on Friday, or last Friday I should say, versus the Barons, the thing that really jumped off the screen and just kind of I think what gave the Oaks the most fits was how aggressive at the plate the Barons played. You know, they were swinging a lot on first pitches, weren't allowing, you know, the starting pitcher, who at that time was Cade Beloyan, to really find his comfort in the strike zone. And it's been one of the few teams, or one of the few games that we've seen the pitching struggles. So interesting to see how the Saints attack it today.
Yeah, the Barons were certainly dogs at the plate in that game. There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Levi Medella, the first baseman for the Saints. Medella did not record a hit on Sunday's game, went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. So Medella goes down swinging. That is Decker's 4th strikeout. 2 down.
Yeah, Decker's looking really good right now. He's finding his groove early and he's getting the Saints batters to chase on some of these pitches.
That brings up Jax Ryan, who was the starting shortstop on Sunday's game. He is the owner of the 1 error so far today. First pitch from Decker is a fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Nolan Johnson behind the plate in the orange mask and the orange catching gear. Fastball that misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, this past week was he made his first appearance after arriving rather recently from Miami. 2 balls and no strikes. Decker delivers. Off speed, misses upstairs. It's 3-0.
Yeah, the Oaks last week went 4-1. Their only loss coming in that Friday 4-2 defeat at the hands of the Barons. Also their first loss on the road. It's also been their only road game.
3-0, a swing and a miss. 3 balls and 1 strike on Jax Ryan. Well, Ryan yesterday went 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. 3-1 from Decker. There's a shot just foul, just right before the ball reached third base, just barely went outside the line. That would have been pretty big trouble for the Oaks if that ball had stayed fair for perhaps a millisecond longer.
Yeah, I could have seen a guy like Ryan try to go for 2 right there and definitely would have found.
Jax Ryan chops that one off of himself.
I have to say I'm a big fan of, you just talked about Nolan Johnson wearing the all orange. He's a member of the University of Miami Hurricanes, and I do like to see when the players kind of come out in their own college gear during the summer.
I gotta say, I like it too. A full count pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Charlie Decker with 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. We now head to the bottom of the second, no score. On to the bottom of the second inning. Well, Charlie Decker with 4 straight strikeouts. He struck out the side in the second inning, and now we head to the bottom of the second inning where Tyler Holly leads things off for the Conejo Oaks. Holly is a guy who, for the Oaks, is definitely finding his groove and starting to heat up gradually. This past Sunday, he went 3 for 5 with 3 singles, 1 RBI across those hits. And the first pitch plunks him in the left shoulder. So the first pitch of the bottom of the second, Tyler Holly aboard via the HBP.
Yeah, and I don't know when it officially comes out, but me and you, Sammy, both voted for him as the player of the week for the Oaks.
That is right.
Yeah, he had quite the week. It was, we've talked about it a lot, but it's great to see when a player finally is finding their rhythm at the plate right there. He gets hit by a pitch, but he's always found ways to get on base. It was just really been getting that groove with his hitting.
And he does have a pretty good lead there at first base. And here's Brady Hewitt. He grounds that one through the right side, a base hit. Holly holds at second. And Brady Hewitt, who had one heck of a day on Sunday, which included a bases clearing triple. He had 4 RBIs in that game.
It's Johnson.
I beg
Nolan Johnson.
I beg your pardon, Nolan Johnson with the single through the right side.
Both have been very active when it comes to getting on base.
Well, that brings up Zach Mora, the designated hitter for the Oaks. Johnson at first, Holly at second. There's a strike right over the plate, 0-1. And for Nolan Johnson, that is his 4th hit of the summer. Left side. Ryan steps on third, throws to second for 2, throw to first, gets away. And so Zach Mora is safe at first. Well, that was almost a triple play turned by the Arroyo Seco Saints. So a quick 2 outs. Nice play by Jax Ryan at third base to step on that bag and quick thinking to throw to second.
And could have been turned for 3. They just continue to have problems of being able to connect at first base. We've now seen it kind of twice where the ball gets behind Medela.
Ethan Gonzalez, the number 8 hitter, the second baseman, looks at a strike. Fouls that one off to the right, 0-2. Well, Ethan Gonzalez, we've seen him in both middle infield positions. He did not play in Sunday's game. 0-2. Chopper to the right side. Jacob Freer has it and throws to first in time. So Oaks get a hit batter, a single by Johnson, and then a big double play turned by the Saints. 2 innings done. We head to the third, scoreless. Charlie Decker enters his third inning of work. He has struck out his last 4. He struck out the side in the second inning. And Johnny Garber, the catcher for the Saints, leads things off for Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, Decker had 10 strikeouts in a win versus Whitman College back on February 21st.
That one is slapped foul to the left side, 0-1. Well, Johnny Garber, a rising senior at Arizona State University, where he transferred after 2 years at Paradise Valley Community College. As he waits for an 0-1 from Decker, he lines that one into left field over the glove of Tyler Hawley for a base hit. So Johnny Garber has himself a leadoff single. Garber also played 2 seasons locally at Paradise Valley, where he was a career .242 hitter. Played at Pinnacle High School. So he gets a good start for the Saints. That is their first base runner of this game. Brings up Keon Moseni with Garber at first. First pitch on the way. Line drive, base hit right field. Garber will hold at second. So back-to-back hits to start this inning, and first pitch swinging that time.
Yeah, that's, it goes back to what I was saying. The Barons really gave the Oaks fits when their batters really came out swinging, especially on the first pitch, and we've now seen back-to-back batters for the Saints come out aggressive.
Yeah, and I talked to Brady Hewitt, who was player of the game after the game on Sunday, and he said that he expects the Saints to come out with more fire and see, some tighter bullpen work from each side. But we'll see how this game unfolds. The batter now is Jacob Freer, the second baseman.
Yeah, the Saints only had 5 hits in that game, and 3 of those came in the 8th inning. So they really had 2 hits for a majority of that game. Just, not finding the rhythm, like you said. So they've definitely now taken that approach, coming out a lot more aggressive here.
2 on, nobody out. 1-0 to Freer. Fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Johnson's been doing a good job at framing some of these pitches.
He really has. Yeah, for someone, who's been recently up and coming. Granted, schools that end in June, it can be tougher to start in the, a little week into the season, but he's been making an impact early on as that one misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Freer, incoming sophomore at Azusa Pacific University, which is a team that is joining the SCIAC pretty soon, the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
Look at that.
2-1 on the way. Misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, it's the first time Decker's been in any sort of trouble today. It's really, he retired the first 6 batters he saw. Now 0 outs, runners on first and second.
3-1 to Freer. Decker deals. Fouled off to the left, and the count runs full now.
Yeah, and it was kind of a surprise that the Saints just did not hit better. They are currently 5th in all the California Collegiate League in hits with 76 total hits.
Full count, 2 on, nobody out. Payoff pitch from Decker. Swing and a miss. Charlie Decker, strikeout number 6. He gets Jacob Freer on strikes. A big first out for the Oaks here in the 3rd. And that brings up the top of the order with Lane Haworth. Haworth, this past Sunday, was the starting left fielder. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Throw down to second. And nothing changes there, but Nolan Johnson behind the plate. Thought maybe to try to catch Johnny Garber off guard, but he gets back safely. No balls and 1 strike. To Lane Haworth. The pitch from Decker. Misses outside for a ball. It's an even 1-1 count on Lane Haworth. Well, Garber and Moseni, the runners. One pitch. High and inside, it's 2-1. Well, this is the first time we've seen Charlie Decker this game face any sort of traffic. He's put 2 runners on so far. A double play would get him and the Oaks out of this inning. 2-1 from Decker. Line drive to right field. It's a base hit. And Garber will stop at third, and the Saints will go station to station as Jack Jimenez gets that ball in quickly, but the Saints do have the bases loaded with 1 out.
Yeah, it was a good piece of hitting right there from Hayworth, who just able to find a little soft spot in that right field. And now with the bases loaded situation, Decker in a real jam right here.
The batter is Trotter Enright, who grounded out his first time up. Bases full of Saints with 1 out. Fought off foul, 0-1. Well, we have Garber at third, Moseni at second, and Haworth at first with 1 out. And great speed overall on the bases. No balls and 1 strike to Trotter Enright. No score. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch from Decker. High and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Enright, currently a rising sophomore at Cal State Long Beach, where he batted .240 this past season with 23 hits and 17 runs, as well as 8 RBIs.
1-1 pitch. High and inside, it's ball 2. And Nolan Johnson calls for time to go talk to Charlie Decker just to try to bring him back a little bit. He's got a 2-1 count. Of course, 2 more balls would spell the lead for the Saints. Well, it's a 2-1 count on Trotter Enright. Garber at third, Moseni at second, and Haworth at first with 1 out. 2-1 from Decker. A swing and a miss, and the count is even at 2, and Enright may have just got a smidgen of a piece of that one, but went right into the glove of Nolan Johnson.
And that was really smart right there to go with the off-speed pitch.
2-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt, the count runs full. Well, pressure is on both Decker and Enright here. Decker has to throw a strike for a chance to get out of this inning with no runs, unless he can get Enright to swing at 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out. Payoff pitch from Decker. That misses upstairs for ball 4. It's 1-0 Saints as Garber comes to the plate. So a bases loaded walk is how the Arroyo Seco Saints take the lead, and out to the mound goes Scott Radinsky, the pitching coach for the Conejo Oaks. And Radinsky, a coach on the Oaks with some big league experience and some history. He was 18 when he got drafted by the Chicago White Sox right out of Simi Valley High School. He's a left-handed pitcher. Played professionally throughout the bulk of the 90s. Also played for the Dodgers from 96 to 98. Also the Cardinals from 99 to 2000. He began coaching in 2005 for the South Atlantic League's Lake County Captains. He's held numerous coaching roles since then, including for the Oaks.
Even was a head coach for a Dutch baseball team in the Netherlands for a year.
That brings up Joey Milto, who was a strikeout victim his first time up, as the Saints have their first lead against the Oaks this season. And there's a grounder to second. Ethan Gonzalez throws to second for 1, throw to first, not quite in time. It's 2-0 Saints on a fielder's choice. Ethan Gonzalez was able to get the final lead runner, I should say. A force at second. It puts runners on first and third with 2 outs, but Moseni comes to the plate for the second run for the Saints.
Yeah, so Saints have been able to capitalize with their base runners on today. There was quite a few innings in that Sunday loss where they had either 1 or 2 guys on base and they just could not capitalize and bring their runners home. So they're flipping the switch today and doing so.
Brings up Jack Little, the designated hitter, and he fouls that one off. 0-1. Well, the Saints already off to a much better start than they had faced totally in the game. On Sunday, they've got a 2-0 lead over the Oaks here in this third inning. Oaks look to score themselves, the 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jack Little, a rising senior at Baylor University, batted .219 this past season with 34 hits, 34 runs. Did not play in 2024 due to an injury. Spent 2023 at Wichita State.
1-1 misses downstairs. It's 2-1. Well, the runners now for the Saints, Hallworth at third and Milto at first. As Jack Little waits for a 2-1 pitch from Charlie Decker, looking to add more insurance for the Saints. 2-1 on the way. Ground ball through the left center field side. A base hit. Another run scores. And going to third is Milto. It's an RBI single for Jack Little, and it's now 3-0 Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting. The ball just kind of bounced right over Hewitt's glove there at shortstop. I made a good diving attempt. He just couldn't get his glove in front, and Johnson taking a small break right here. But yeah, the Saints have come out really firing here in the third inning.
Yeah, and on a normal position play there, a non-shift, that would be an easy play for Hewitt. Levi Medella now the batter for the Saints. He's struck out swinging his first time up, and he swings and misses through that one for a strike. And again, it's still runners at the corners with 2 outs. To be honest with you, that's one of my biggest pet peeves as from a defensive standpoint, outside of today in general, when you face batters and it's first and third, and then a guy gets a hit and goes first to third, the lead runner, and there goes Jack Little to second, and he takes second without a throw.
Kind of went down a little funny right there. He's shaken up after that slide attempt into second base.
Saints, last thing they want to see is anybody else get injured right now.
Yeah. I think both teams don't want to see anyone get injured right now. The Oaks also dealing with injuries of their own.
Second and third, 2 outs, 3-0 Saints. The 1-1 to Medella, misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, it's Milto at third and Little at second. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 from Charlie Decker, misses in the dirt. It's 3-1.
It's been a tough inning for Decker here, as the Saint batters have just been more aggressive at the plate.
Safe to say they're starting to get to Decker, and time is called for a little catching gear adjustment for Nolan Johnson, and it's 3-1 on Medella. A walk here would load the bases. Three-1 pitch. And that misses outside, and the bases are again loaded for the Saints. And Jax Ryan, the 9th man to bat in this inning. He went down looking his first time up.
Yeah, Saints have to be careful here. Or I apologize, the Oaks have to be careful here, as still 2 outs. We've seen plenty of teams take advantage even just with 2 outs.
First pitch right on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1 to Jax Ryan, the third baseman. Bases loaded again with 2 outs, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Jax Ryan falls behind 0-2. Well, again, the runners for the Saints, Milto at third, Little at second, and Medella at first. 0-2 pitch. 3-pitch strikeout for Charlie Decker. So Charlie Decker with strikeout number 7 as the Saints bat around in the third. It's 3-0 Arroyo Seco. We head to the bottom half. Stay tuned. Three 0 Saints as we now head to the bottom of the third inning. And Jonah Dawson, the number 9 hitter for the Conejo Oaks, leading things off in the bottom of the third. And he grounds the first pitch he sees to Jax Ryan at third, who throws to first for out number 1.
Yeah, this is Dawson's first start in a week. Started exactly a week ago in Tuesday's victory versus the Barons.
Brings up Tommy Kenlinger, center fielder for the Conejo Oaks, a guy that has been killing it in center field. Has also served the leadoff spot well.
See how the Oaks respond in this inning after now a 3-0 deficit.
And Kenlinger looks at a strike on the upper part of the zone. Well, Kenlinger popped out in foul territory his first time up. The 0-1. Misses in the dirt. A nice scoop by Johnny Garber behind the dish. Of course, a lot less pressure with nobody on base. 1-1. And Kenlinger fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball looked like it was pretty well outside, so a nice swing there by Kenlinger to get a piece of that one. Jax Jimenez waits on deck. 1-2. Misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tyler Hergis, his father was a former Major League Baseball player for 13 years. Played for...
Ground ball to short. Throw on to first in time. The play is made at short by Trotter Enright. 2 down.
Played for the Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks, Marlins, Rockies, and Indians. All he was missing was the Padres, and he would have played for the entire NL West.
Well, brings up now Jax Jimenez, who grounded out in his first at bat. Looks at a first pitch ball downstairs. Nice framing job by Garber. But the pitch was low. 1-0 from Herges. Ground ball. Herges tries to barehand it. He ends up picking it up and has no play. So with 2 outs, Jax Jimenez is on first, and certainly a bold move by Herges to try to barehand it. Not necessarily the smartest for one, safety, but also, you know, you've got your defense behind you. If the ball is to the opposite side of your glove, it would be advisable to let your defense pick that one up.
Now, it was a smart play to also just not throw to first. We've seen a few issues already at first today for the Saints, so could have been more bases for the Oaks.
There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Well, Brady Hewitt reached on an error his first time up and advanced to second. Takes a strike on the upper part of the zone. Brady Hewitt had 4 RBIs on Sunday, including a bases clearing triple in the 4th inning. An inning when the Oaks scored 4, they would score 4 the following inning as well.
Yeah, he's tied for second on the Oaks with 7 RBIs on the season. He's just trailing Tyler Hawley, who has 9 RBIs.
No balls and 1 strike. The count on Brady Hewitt. Jimenez at first. The 0-1, a swing and a miss. 0-2, I beg your pardon, a swing and a miss. So 3 down. Oaks get 1 runner on base, but still 3-0 Saints. We head to the 4th. Three innings done. We're now a third of the way through this ball game, and we head to top of the 4th inning. The Saints batted around in their half of the 3rd inning, so leading off for the Saints is the same man who led off in the 3rd inning. It's Johnny Garber, who led off with a single to left. It was on the 2nd pitch that he saw, and Charlie Decker, we'll see if he can have a better inning as Garber pops up the first pitch he sees, and it's called off by Tyler Hawley, who makes the catch for the first out. That's something that we've seen the Oaks do a good job at, is communication. As they see it go up in the air, and you know, the ball, it's often underestimated how much the ball can move the higher it's hit. It looks like it's one person's ball and then changes position.
Yeah, also with just the wind we've kind of seen this summer thus far. I mean, as most games have been at George Sparky Anderson Field, we've already seen a good wind at 7 miles per hour heading to the east today.
1-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Keon Moseni, who had a single of his own his first time up.
Ontario, Canada native.
2-0 is chopped foul to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. Saints currently 4-3 on the season, have dropped their last 2. That one drops to the low part of the strike zone. The count is even at 2.
Yeah, it's been back-to-back road games for the Saints. They lost to the Riptide on Saturday and then lost to the Oaks on Sunday.
That one is skied high in the air to center field. Tommy Kendlinger underneath it makes the catch. 2 outs.
That's probably the least that Tommy Kendlinger had to move at all. He's been very active in that center field and pretty much has had to stand right under it. Few steps to his left, or right I should say, but 2 down.
Jacob Freer, the batter, who went down swinging his first time up. Lined into center field. That's a base hit. So Jacob Freer with 2 outs lines a base hit to center field. We'll see if the Saints can capitalize and get some 2-out magic here in the 4th inning. That is the 5th hit of the day for the Saints. Brings up Lane Hayworth. 1 for 2 on the day. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. He singled to right field his last time up, I should say. Two outs here in the 4th inning. And the 0-1. Popped up left side. Tyler Hawley right underneath it. Puts it away. So 3 outs. The Saints get 1 hit, but no damage in the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Arroyo Seco. Stay tuned. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Saints have a new pitcher. It's going to be Brady Nelson. Nelson, with a clean ERA so far, has pitched in 6 total innings, has struck out 5, and he faces Devin Wilkes to start off the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch coming from Nelson, and Wilkes takes that big hack and misses well. Brady Nelson, an incoming redshirt senior, at St. Cloud State University, where he transferred after 2 years at Arizona Western College, and that's where he redshirted in 2022. He went 7-1 in 2025, his redshirt junior season, and 14 appearances, 10 starts. As Wilkes swings and misses, he falls behind 0-2. And Brady Nelson, he struck out 47 in 2025, allowed 68 hits, held batters to a 287 batting average, a 480 ERA. 0-2 from Nelson. And Wilkes fouls that one off. It will soar out of play.
And it's now Nelson's third year with the Saints. Started with them in 2023. Has posted a 1.57 ERA in the 2-year span before the start of this season. Pitched in 23 innings. Just allowing 5 runs and had 19 strikeouts.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner, so Brady Nelson begins his day on the mound with a strikeout.
Yeah, went with the off-speed pitch upstairs, and I think Wilkes was able to get there in time.
Well, that brings up Tyler Hawley. He was hit by a pitch his first time up.
And I'm noticing Wilkes and Johnson, who's due up, had a little conversation after a strikeout, probably giving him some advice of what he just saw at the plate from Nelson.
First pitch, a swing and a miss. Hawley took a hack at that one. He falls behind 0-1. Yeah, Brady Nelson also in the summer of 2022 played for the Casper Horseheads of the Independence League Baseball in Casper, Wyoming. That one is bounced foul to the right side.
It's one of the more unique names I've heard. Horseheads.
I'd have to agree. At Arizona Western, he went 9-6 in 15 starts, made 43 appearances. Played at Ironwood High School in Arizona. 0-2 to Hawley, misses upstairs, 1-2.
And he's getting good velocity on his fastball. I think for him it's just now finding the strike zone, throwing about 90 miles per hour on his fastballs.
1-2, lined into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Tyler Hawley on with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
It's a good job by Hawley to read that fastball coming in and then gets it into left center field.
Here's Nolan Johnson, who had a single of his own his first time up.
And now Hawley, that with the single right there, he's now on a 5-game hitting streak.
1 on, 1 out. It's still 3-0 Saints. First pitch. Drops in there for a strike, 0-1.
Well, Johnson's on the mound, just an injury report. Nate Johnson battling with a left shoulder injury. Probably be out a week or so. He's going to get it checked up, see what the report is.
0-1 is lofted in the air to center field, and Hayworth is there to make the catch. 2 outs. Yeah, we saw, the moment we saw Nate Johnson go down with an injury, he took a swing mid-at-bat at MLB Youth Academy this past Friday, and not sure exactly what it was, but it seemed that his left, I believe it was his left shoulder, was really bothering him.
Yeah, he said he's never dealt with shoulder injuries in his life before, so obviously it's part of a body part that you got to take good care of, especially with how much baseball we're going to be playing this summer.
Well, here's Zach Mora with 2 outs and a check on Hawley at first.
And then we'll probably be without Jonathan Smith for an extended amount of time as he's dealing with a fractured jaw that he took in a line drive hit in batting practice last Wednesday in the Oaks game versus the Foresters.
Another check on Holly. That one a little bit closer. Yeah, it was a nasty sight to see and brutal for Jonathan Smith to go down the way he did. Well, Zach Mora, he grounded into what was almost a 5-4-3 triple play his first time up. It ended up being a double play. So that one is popped up. It will fly out of play. So no balls and 1 strike to the Oaks designated hitter, Zach Mora. And, you know, we've seen Wilkes a lot in the designated hitter spot. And, you know, with both him and Mora in the starting lineup, because, again, with Nate Johnson out, him being the first baseman before, seen some changes. It's an 0-1 count on Zach Mora with Tyler Holly at first base with 2 outs, 3-0 Saints. Oh, 1 from Nelson. Off speed on the outside corner, 0-2.
Mora, one of the 4 players on the Westmont College baseball team, with Regan Gale, Isaac Veal, and Cade Beloyan. Batted .270 this past season with 24 hits, 14 runs, and had 1 long ball.
0-2 pitch. There goes Holly and misses low and away. Holly down to second. He is safe.
Yeah, he got a really good jump from first base, and
he also definitely picked a good pitch to steal on there, and for Holly, that would be his first stolen base.
Yeah, that would have been a spectacular play if Garber was able to make it with a ball kind of in the dirt on the outside.
Yeah, kind of turned his glove around. 1-2 to Mora. Nelson deals. It's popped up. It will go back out of play. And that's the closest the ball has come today to the broadcast booth so far.
I was going to say, thank God for a ceiling here. Gives a shade, but also provides a lot of protection. It would have to be the most perfectly hit foul ball to get into here. Not trying to, I'll knock on wood for that one.
I mean, you may have seen what happened to John Sterling in the Yankees booth once. 1-2. Popped up in foul territory right up the elevator shaft, and Johnny Garber makes the catch. So Oaks get a hit, but no runs, no damage. We head to the 5th inning, still 3-0 Saints when we return. We enter the 5th inning, and the Oaks have a new pitcher. It's going to be Cody Carson coming on here in the 5th inning for the Oaks, who has previously played for the Oaks in 2022 and 2023. As there's the first pitch foul, and leading off for the Saints here in the 5th inning will be Trotter Enright.
Yeah, Carson making his first start of the summer. Well, first, yeah.
There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes.
I should say appearance, not start.
Well, Trotter Enright on the day 0 for 1 with a walk. That one misses in the dirt, goes back to the screen. Well, Cody Carson mentioned having previously played for the Oaks, and he did last summer played for the Greenville Flyboys of the Appalachian League. Also played for the Menlo College Oaks in 2024 and New Mexico State University in 2025. Misses high and outside. The count is even at 2, and in 2025 he went 0-1 in 3 games. Accumulated a 16.50 ERA through 6 innings. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trotter Enright. Carson delivers. Chopper to the right side. Devin Wilkes takes it and steps on first. So 1 gone here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Joey Milto.
Yeah, Carson, in the 2 years we saw him play for the Oaks in 2022 and 2023, he pitched 33.3 innings and allowed 39 hits, 39 runs with 31 strikeouts. Posted a 7.16 ERA.
A swing and a miss by Milto for a strike. Milto 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. He bounced into a fielder's choice last time, which did end up scoring a key run, and it was big because it was a 1-0 game at that time, and Saints had the bases loaded, 1 out, and if Milto was out at first, it would still be 1-0. And it was Jack Little who followed him with an RBI single, so Milto back at the plate here. He's got a 1-1 count against Cody Carson. It's been a quiet day offensively so far for the Oaks. Misses upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's certainly been, a more tight game so far here in the 5th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a strike on the outside corner. The count is even at 2 now.
And this is now the most innings they've gone in a game to start where they haven't scored a run. They've scored runs in 3rd innings to end that streak.
Strike 3 called right on the inside corner. Nolan Johnson applies the tag on Milto for the 2nd out. 2nd time Milto's gone down via way of the K. Brings up Jack Little for the Saints. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He had an RBI single his last time up. That is the most recent run that the Saints have scored. First pitch from Cody Carson is fouled back behind the stadium. 0-1. Well, Jack Little, talked a little bit about him earlier. Him, an incoming senior at Baylor. Ground ball to short, and that ball eats up Brady Hewitt at short, and boy, we hope he is okay. Yeah, immediately running out is the Oaks trainer Yoshi Shiratori, and that ball looked like it got him possibly right in the face.
Yeah, he's now being crowded by some of his players, but yeah, the ball just took a bounce in that dirt, and I don't think Hewitt expected it, and it just, it looked like it got him square in the face. So we're only hoping for the best as we'll take a little bit break and see you guys just around the corner as currently Hewitt is down with an injury.
Oh, we're back. So Brady Hewitt, after taking that shot right to the face, which, by the way, came off at 102 off the bat, he's no longer in this game. It's going to be Ethan Gonzalez moves from second to short, and Jonah Dawson comes in from left, goes to second. Jax Jimenez moves from right to left, and Lucas Danuitz takes over in right field. So some defensive changes for you.
Yeah, just hoping for the best in the health of Brady Hewitt. He looked to be holding his nose as he walked towards the dugout.
Yeah, we really hope for the best for Hewitt. That's the third big injury we've seen for the Oaks.
Yeah, two of
this
now
season.
kind of been almost line drives that have gone to the face area of two of these Oaks, and that's the most important part. And so,
well, that one misses outside. 1-0 to Levi Medella. Jack Little is at first base. Hot shot right off of Carson. He gets it quickly, though. Throws on to first for out number 3. Well, 3 out, an error at short, but nice recovery by Cody Carson, and hope he's okay, too, after taking that one off the thigh, it looked like. But we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned. Here we are now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Want to continue to emphasize we hope for the best for Brady Hewitt after he took that ball to the face. Hope for a speedy recovery, and Ethan Gonzalez will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Oaks. Gonzalez made the move from second to short following that play. Takes a strike right over the plate. Well, Gonzalez so far on the day 0 for 1 with a ground out. No balls and 1 strike from Brady Nelson. Misses high for a ball. Brady Nelson in his 2nd inning of work. Picked up a 1-2-3 inning for the Saints in the 4th, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning that the Saints have seen today.
Yeah, and with Hewitt now out, that's going to be a...
Chopper to second. Jacob Freer loses control of the ball, and Gonzalez is safe.
Just took his eye off the ball and thought he had it in his firm grip, and it's to a base hit.
That is going to be an error on Jacob Freer at second base. Yeah, he got the ball in his glove, but to your point, just didn't have a firm grip, and, you know, possibly some pressure with Gonzalez's speed, but just couldn't hang on to the ball. Brings up Jonah Dawson, who is now the second baseman. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. And Jude, we were talking about during the break, you know, as much as you hate to see a player go out with an injury, you know, it's brutal, but when things like that happen and you need to make changes right away, that is why it's good to have a utility player like Dawson in the lineup. We've seen him in left field at second base, and even for Cal Lou at first base.
Yeah, no, certainly. It definitely plays a big role. I think more on just the bat that the Oaks are going to lose in this game with Hewitt, who's had a very strong Sunday game. But you bring in a guy like Daniewicz, who's, you know, top 3 in the team in batting average.
Popped up right side. It might be trouble. It drops in, and it is a base hit. So Gonzalez, of course, had to be sure that that ball was going to drop, but a single for Dawson to the right side. And the Oaks now have runners at first and second with nobody out. They are in business in this bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, and that ball just kind of found itself in the dead man's land of that right field as Milto and Freer were both trying to get after it, but it just fell right where they were not expecting.
Right where they weren't. 2 on, nobody out. The batter is Tommy Kendlinger. He looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Well, Kendlinger representing the tying run for the Oaks here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And if the Oaks tie the game, then Charlie Decker would no longer be the pitcher of record. It would be a no decision. First and second, nobody out. 0-1 from Nelson. And Kendlinger lines the ball to left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit, and the Oaks will go station to station as Gonzalez had to be sure that that ball was going to drop in. But the Oaks now have the bases loaded with nobody out, and that brings in Jax Jimenez. And safe to say in this situation, this is the biggest opportunity that Jimenez has gotten this summer.
Yeah, biggest one he's got in, the biggest one he can take advantage of right here to bring in some Oak runners. That's a good piece of hitting from Kendlinger, who's been playing pretty well as the leadoff guy.
The base is full of Oaks with nobody out. Nelson facing some traffic here. First pitch to Jimenez. Misses low for a ball, 1-0. Well, Gonzalez the runner at third. Dawson at second, and Kendlinger at first. An error and 2 hits is what we have seen so far this inning.
And it's bases loaded with 0 outs.
1-0. A swing and a miss. Count is even at 1, and Lucas Daniewicz waits on deck for the Oaks. He'll get his first looks to follow Jimenez. 1 ball, 1 strike, bases loaded, nobody out. 1-1 pitch. Popped up foul, it'll fly out of play. Well, Nelson facing a lot of pressure here. Jimenez with pressure of his own with 2 strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out. Gonzalez, Dawson, and Kendlinger the runners. 1-2 pitch from Brady Nelson. Misses upstairs, the count evens at 2. Jimenez representing the go-ahead run at the plate. Tying run is at first. The 2-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt. The count runs full, so Brady Nelson a ball away from walking in a run. Pressure is on both Nelson and Jimenez. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A huge strikeout for Brady Nelson with the bases loaded and nobody out. 1 gone here in the 5th inning.
That's a good pitch right there by Nelson to get him to chase upstairs, and still bases loaded, but now just down to 2 outs.
And Nelson with his 2nd strikeout of the day. Lucas Daniewicz getting his first looks at the plate. Taking over in the lineup for the injured Brady Hewitt. First pitch is popped up foul, and it will fly out of play.
Last time we saw Daniewicz was on Sunday in the victory. He was filled in at the 2-hole. He was 2 for 5. 2 singles, an RBI, and 2 runs.
Gonzalez, Dawson, and Kendlinger still the runners. No balls and 1 strike on Daniewicz. Nelson gets ready to deal. Misses upstairs, 1-1. Devin Wilkes waits on deck, and if the Saints can get a double play, that will build a lot of momentum in their favor throughout the rest of this game. One pitch. Ground ball to short. Hop taken, throw to second for 1, throw to first in time. A 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Well, the Oaks load the bases with nobody out and do not score. What a huge defensive job for the Saints and a huge job of pitching by Nelson so far. We head to the 6th. 3-0 Saints. Here we are now in the top of the 6th inning, and the Oaks with a new pitcher. It's going to be Cade Berry, the left-hander for the Conejo Oaks. And the last time we saw him was against the San Diego Bombers over a week ago. As there's a first pitch foul to the right side. The batter is Jax Ryan for the Arroyo Seco Saints. And Cade Berry, a rising senior at Pepperdine University, where he transferred this past year after 2 years at the College of San Mateo.
That was just a brutal way for the Oaks to end that bottom of the 5th inning with bases loaded and grounding into a double play. That was the last thing you wanted as the Oaks, especially a game where you've just really struggled to get guys on base, and that was the opportunity right there to finally put some runs on the board.
Yeah, when you blow an opportunity like that, it's very hard to get it back. And it, as I mentioned, builds momentum in the Saints' favor, and we'll see what they can do with that. It's a 2-2 count on Jax Ryan, and he swings and misses for the first out. And Ryan has now struck out for the 3rd time today. Brings up Johnny Garber for the Saints. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Well, Cade Berry in 2025 went 1-0, made 25 appearances on the mound, a 5.4 ERA. He struck out 11. And the first pitch misses upstairs for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Johnny Garber, the catcher for the Saints. Berry deals the 1-out. Right on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Berry, one of 2 players that go to Pepperdine on this Oaks team. The other one, Winston Peterson. Another pitcher, right-hand pitcher. We saw him.
This is away, 2-1.
We saw him on Saturday versus the Barons just for 1 inning in his summer debut.
There's a swing and a miss. Count is even at 2 on Johnny Garber. 2-2 on the way. This is in the dirt. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Garber, a full count.
Yeah, and the defense for the Oaks are just going to have to continue to will their way through this game until the offense can find some, or get some activity.
That one is laced to center field, and catch is made out there by Tommy Kendlinger for the for the 2nd out. And that brings up Keon Moseni, the left fielder for the Saints. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out. There's 2 outs here in the 6th. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
He's currently batting .200 this summer with 3 hits and 3 runs, as well as an RBI.
Misses high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Moseni. The Saints have been cruising through this game, a 3-run cushion. 1-1 misses in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike, and you know, we've seen some fast games this season. We were talking about earlier, you know, by the time we were in the 4th inning, maybe even the 5th, it had been barely an hour into the game. As that one is fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it has been a game that's been moving pretty fast. I will say, in the break, we did discuss that game where the Oaks scored 8 runs in the 1st inning. Back in their victory versus the San Diego Bombers 2 Sundays ago. And that 1st inning went about an hour. And so that was the length of, I guess, the first 4 or 5 innings here.
And seemingly the rest of that game was shorter than that 1st inning alone.
Yeah, it would have been hard to go anything longer than that. It was quite a long inning, especially with all the walks that we saw.
A full count on Keon Moseni. Cade Berry on the mound. 3-2 with 2 outs, and that one is fouled straight back. Moseni stays alive.
Yeah, Barry doing a good job so far on the mound. Anyone that comes in relief for the Oaks is going to be up against it.
3-2 pitch. Misses upstairs, so a 2-out walk to Keon Moseni. He's on base for the second time today.
Last time he was on base, he was brought home.
Brings up Jacob Freer now for the Saints, the second baseman. He is 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout. As Cade Berry looks to just rebound from that walk. Bullpen has been a strong part of this Conejo Oaks team this season, certainly. That one misses low for a ball.
Yeah, no, just in that weekend, the last weekend that we just saw, yeah, we had from the starting pitchers to the reliefs, they came in and did their job. And really, it's just a 3-run game right here. So we know that the Oaks have capabilities of getting hot. We're just going to have to show it here.
Check at first, and the throw gets away from Wilkes. And it goes right up against the Saints dugout. Well, whether that ball went into the dugout or not, it wouldn't have made a difference in this case, but that's an error on the pickoff throw for Cade Berry, so we'll see if the Saints are able to punish the Oaks for that mistake.
And I don't know if that ball just got away from him, but it hit the ground really early before. I don't know if he was trying to do a bounce pass with a baseball, but that ball just, I think, even confused Wilkes of, like, you would think it would be right in his glove, but it kind of just, it tried to retrieve it and makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, difficult also when, you know, the principal advantage of being a great first baseman in many cases is being tall. But you don't necessarily think about having to dig out for balls, and you saw Wilkes have trouble even, like, getting his body in front of that one.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I just thought it was kind of I just don't know if it got away from Barry. The ball seemed to go pretty low into the dirt before reaching first base.
There's a fly ball in the air to left field, moving to his right, and a diving attempt is no good by Jax Jimenez in left. And the Saints now with a 4-0 lead. That's an RBI double by Jacob Freer. Great effort by Jimenez in left field. He just came up a little short.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better. He had to go all the way to that left field line and try to make the play, but the ball just hit the ground right before he made his dive, and an RBI double right there for Jacob Freer.
Well, that now brings up Lane Hayworth for the Saints.
Now the Oaks, I apologize, the Saints with now a 4-0 lead.
Misses in the dirt, and, you know, I said it before, the Saints able to punish the Oaks for that mistake. They have a chance to get some more insurance, because up until this inning, all 3 of their runs were scored in the third, and they've got one here in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball right over the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I'd say it's probably a good chance that if Cade Berry does not make that error right there, that Musini probably would have stopped at third, depending on how fast he got around second base. So
1-1 misses in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Hayworth 1 for 3 on the day with a single. That was back in that third inning when the Saints scored 3, and they batted around that inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. Berry deals, and he misses low for ball 3. And, you know, Cade Berry, he retired the first 2 batters of this inning, but in many cases it's the walks that hurt you most, and those free passes, and also, you know, those mistakes on the field defensively. 3-1 misses high and inside for ball 4. A 2-out walk to Lane Hayworth. That's the second walk allowed by Barry this inning.
Yeah, it's certainly the little things today that are hurting the Oaks. I mean, they have put themselves in positions to succeed today. It's just they've then also taken themselves out, really. It's kind of been their own mistakes that have cost them down here to be down 4-0.
First pitch is a strike to Trotter Enright, the shortstop. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. There's 2 outs in the 6th inning. The Saints have 2 runners on base. They've already scored 1 this inning. That one misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. And runners on base, it's Freer at second and Hayworth at first. 1-1 count on Trotter Enright. 2 outs. Barry delivers. Line drive into left center field. That's a base hit. Freer will come to the plate. And going to third is Hayworth, and he is out at third base. The run does count at home plate as Freer did touch home before Hayworth was retired at third, but it's an RBI single for Enright, and at the same time, a huge third out for the Oaks. 5-0 Saints in the bottom of the 6th inning we go. Here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Saints scored 2 runs in the top of the 6th. They now lead 5-0 over the Conejo Oaks, and Devin Wilkes will lead off the 6th inning for the Oaks. He's 0 for 2 on the day so far. A fly out and a strikeout. And Brady Nelson now in his 3rd inning of work, and this is Wilkes' 2nd time facing Nelson. He went down looking against him last time. Misses high and outside for a ball. Well, Nelson did load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning, but got out of that inning with a strikeout and then a 6-4-3 double play. 1-0 to Wilkes. A swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike on Wilkes. First baseman for the Oaks. We've seen him a lot as the designated hitter.
Yeah, getting his 2nd full start at first base today.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nelson delivers, and it misses low and inside. 2-1. Tyler Hawley waits on deck for the Oaks. Here's the 2-1. Slap to the right side to second. Freer takes the hop and throws to first for the first out. That brings up Tyler Holly. Holly on the day, he's 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and he singled his last time up back in the 4th inning. Brady Nelson, he has been pitching very strong for the Arroyo Seco Saints, giving them plans to be 3 huge innings. A big swing and a miss from Tyler Holly.
Yeah, he was able to work out of that bases loaded situation at the bottom of the 5th inning. Defense played a role, but he certainly has command on that mound right now.
The 0-1 to Holly. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. On deck is Nolan Johnson. As the Oaks have, as you said before, this is the longest the Oaks have gone without scoring a run. Misses high and outside for a ball, and I mentioned it yesterday too, but looks as if to be a watch party in the Saints bullpen.
Yeah. Got a lot of guys over there right now, some in streetwear and then others actually in uniform.
The 1-2 to Holly. Misses upstairs. The count evens at 2.
It's only the second of 6 meetings between the Oaks and the Saints. They will meet again back here at George Sparky Anderson Field in about a week, June 25th.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Nelson delivers a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Brady Nelson. That would be his 3rd of the day. That'll bring up Nolan Johnson for the Oaks. Johnson 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out. Looks to get something started for the Oaks in this bottom of the 6th. Time is running out to come back and even score a run. This is just a little bit outside, 1-0. Nice framing attempt there by Johnny Garber. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 from Brady Nelson. Misses low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Saints with a 5-run cushion. So they're about to head into the 6th, but not before a base hit to left field by Nolan Johnson. That would be his 2nd hit of the day.
That was a good piece of hitting to get right between Enright and Ryan. And the Oaks need anything right now when it comes to the offensive side of production. I mean, we saw it in the 5th inning. They were able to get guys on base and get a few hits, but they really got to finish off some of these innings with runs.
Nolan Johnson, the runner at first. Zach Mora steps to the plate, and he flies one foul out of play. Mora on the day is 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play his first time up, and he popped out his last time up in the 4th. Johnson, the runner at first, with 2 outs. Brady Nelson looks to send the Saints to the top of the 7th to bat. The 0-1 to Mora. That one sails outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first, 2 outs. 5-0 Saints. Another check on Nolan Johnson. He gets back safely. Well, Zach Mora, .222 average hitter on the season so far. Another check on Johnson, and he just gets back safely. That was Very close. Bang, bang at first base. Could have gone either way.
He just felt like Nelson was going to test him again. See how aggressive Johnson gets here.
1-1 misses outside. 2-1 on Zach Mora. Ethan Gonzalez waits on deck. 2 balls and 1 strike on Mora. There's a swing and a miss. The count evens at 2. Johnson at first with 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes on Zach Mora. Nelson delivers to home plate. That's fouled away.
And watch out if you're in the parking lot. That one landed right in front of a car driving through the Cal Loop parking lot.
Yeah,
they actually do have a sign over there in the some of the parking area that be warned. There are balls that could end up coming that way. We have yet to see one, but that one was the closest.
There's a line drive, base hit to left field by Zach Mora. So the Conejo Oaks with back-to-back hits.
Yeah, similar spot to where Johnson got his single. And so with 2 outs, the Oaks still staying alive here with 2 straight singles.
Brings up Ethan Gonzalez for the Oaks. He is so far 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out, and he reached on an error his last time up. Oaks and the Saints with an error apiece. 2 on with 2 outs. Gonzalez swings and misses for a strike.
Just muscled in that fastball at 87 miles per hour.
Well, Johnson, the runner at second. Mora, the runner at first. Jonah Dawson waits on deck. A 1 to Dawson, misses outside, and Garber takes a look at Mora at first. It's a 1-1 count. Ethan Gonzalez moved from second to short in this game. One on the way. Misses outside. It's 2-1 on Ethan Gonzalez. Well, 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnson and Mora the runners. 2-1 to Gonzalez. High and inside. It's a 3-1 hitters count on Gonzalez. Nelson having a little bit of pressure being put on him here. The Saints bullpen is busy. Three-one pitch. Misses inside for ball 4. A 2-out walk to Gonzalez. And now Saints have the bases loaded with 2 outs.
And the Saints have now just given another opportunity for the Oaks to try to capitalize with bases loaded situation.
Timeout taken here, and it's going to be a mound visit for the Oaks. Let's see if Nelson continues. Looks as if he will. Just a little defensive timeout taken here. Oaks have the bases loaded. Nolan Johnson at third, Zach Mora at second, and Ethan Gonzalez at first. And the batter is Jonah Dawson, a guy who, has great contact at the plate and has been key in tough in high pressure situations. Dawson so far on the season batting .286. He's got 3 hits on the season. He singled his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 5-0 ball game. Saints out in front. Dawson looks at ball 1 upstairs. On deck is Tommy Kenlinger. Should it reach him? Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-0. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. Nelson hit 88 there. Nelson looks to just get the Saints out of trouble here, and if he does here, I would think this would be his last inning. The 1-1. Dawson fights that one off and hits it out of play. Well, this is definitely the longest inning for the Oaks that we have seen so far.
Yeah, this is an inning they're going to have to come away with some number of runs.
1-2 to Dawson is flied into center field. Lane Hayworth makes the catch. So once again, Saints get out of trouble. Second time in this game that the Oaks have left the bases loaded. We head to the 7th inning, 5-0 Saints when we come back.
Yeah, I'm cool.
We head now to the 7th inning. It's still 5-0 Saints, and Cade Berry is still in there for the Conejo Oaks. First up for the Saints this inning will be Joey Milto, the right fielder. Milto hitless so far with a couple of strikeouts, and he went around on the pitch for a strike.
And it just continues to be self-inflicted wounds that the Oaks have caused to have them trailing 5-0 here in the 7th inning.
Another swing and a miss by Milto for strike 2. Yeah, and the Oaks at the plate have just not been taking advantage of the opportunities that they have gotten. They have still yet to score, and Milto swings and misses at 3 pitches, and Nolan Johnson had some trouble finding it, but he's able to recover in time and throw it down to first for out number 1.
Yeah, it was a great recovery by Johnson, who needed a map to find that ball, but he eventually did and got the throw just there in the nick of time.
The next time these two teams face each other will be on June 24th at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field at Brookside in Pasadena, right by the Rose Bowl. First pitch is a strike to Jack Little. Well, a little history about Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. When Franklin Roosevelt was president, his Works Progress Administration, as there's a swing and a miss, put residents of Pasadena to work on this park, on park and flood control and utility projects. And there's a fly ball to center field. It's caught by Kendlinger for out number 2. Brookside Park, it was improved for the Chicago White Sox as a spring training facility. Today, the field is known as Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, of course, dedicated to Jackie Robinson, who grew up in Pasadena, attended Pasadena Junior College, followed by UCLA. Certainly a nice-looking field. There's a flare on the infield, throw to first in time. So a 1-2-3 inning for Cade Berry, and it's time to stretch. Here at George Sparky Anderson Field, we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stay tuned. Here we are now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Time is running out for the Oaks to make a comeback, and the new pitcher for the Saints, Mason McDonald. So Brady Nelson's day is done. He pitches 3 heroic shutout innings for the Saints, as McDonald deals that one low and in the dirt for a ball. Well, Mason McDonald at Cal State San Marcos, previously at Bellevue College, also at Fullerton College in 2023, and was also at Cal State Bakersfield.
Making his 4th appearance today for the Saints this summer.
There's a strike right over the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, McDonald was a senior in standing in 2025, and he made 12 appearances, 1 start, went 2-1 on the season, a 5.73 ERA, 27 strikeouts. So there's a fastball low and away, 3-1. He did record a season high of 5 strikeouts in his San Marcos debut against St. Martin's back on February 2nd. He also pitched a season high 4 innings with 4 strikeouts at San Francisco State on March 21st as Kendlinger draws a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Brings up Jax Jimenez. Jimenez is 0 for 3 on the day. He had a brutal full count strikeout with the bases loaded and nobody out. That was back in the 5th inning. And as you mentioned, the Oaks have gone 2 innings in a row with loading the bases and not scoring. That one misses high for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, you don't get that opportunity for bases loaded many times, and the Oaks have had them in back-to-back innings and have come up scoreless. That's why they trail now 5-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
1-0 misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
And it's a little unlike the Oaks, who have most recently kind of taken advantage of runners on base, or at least batting one guy in.
There's a swing and a miss, 2 balls and 1 strike on Jax Jimenez. Kendlinger at first base. He has great speed. Two-one pitch. A swing and a miss. Count is even at 2 on Jimenez. On deck for the Oaks is Lucas Daniewicz.
And McDonald has done a nice job with his fastball these past 2 pitches to get Jimenez to chase.
2-2, a swing and a miss. So Jimenez goes down via way of the K for the 2nd straight time.
And yeah, he just muscled all 3 of those strikes right by Jimenez, who it's good swing attempts. He just couldn't make contact with it. Jimenez, yeah.
Well, with 1 out, Lucas Daniewicz steps to the plate.
It's also now McDonald's 7th strikeout of the season.
Grounded up the middle, fielded it short, and Enright steps on the bag, throws to first, and Daniewicz for the 2nd straight at bat grounds into an inning-ending double play. It's still 5-0 Saints. This game has been all Arroyo Seco as we head to the 8th. Well, here we are now in the 8th inning, and the new pitcher for the Conejo Oaks will be Spencer Kratt. Last time we saw him pitch was last Wednesday against the Santa Barbara Foresters, a game where he pitched 3 shutout innings from the 5th to the 7th. Certainly been a strong arm in the Oaks' bullpen this summer.
Yeah.
First batter he faces will be Jax Ryan, and Ryan takes a hack at one and misses.
Yeah, he's 1-0 on the season. Just allowed 1 walk and 1 strike out. Certainly a guy that the Oaks like to have on the mound, especially when they need their defense to step up.
Ground ball to short. Ethan Gonzalez throws to first in time to retire Jax Ryan, 1 out.
Once again, it's going to have to be the defense that's going to have to play near perfect for these last 3 innings to really keep the Oaks in fighting distance as they trail 5-0 right now.
Brings up Johnny Garber for the Saints. Garber 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Swings and misses through that one for a strike. Well, this game really has been all Saints so far. 5-0 lead, 3 runs in the 3rd and 2 in the 6th. That one is fouled straight backwards, 0-2.
Yeah, the only other time we've seen the Oaks go 7 scoreless innings was in their loss versus the Barons 4-2. But they actually started that game with 2 runs in the 1st and the 2nd inning. So
ground ball foul to the left side.
But this is the first time they've started a game and now enter the 8th inning without scoring a single run. And it's not like they haven't had the chances. They just have not capitalized.
0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss by Johnny Garber. So Spencer Kratt retires the first 2 batters he faces. He retires Garber on strikes. For the 2nd out, that brings up Keon Moseni for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Moseni, he's had a good day at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Misses outside for a ball. Well, the Arroyo Seco Saints currently 3rd in the South Division. 4-3 on the season so far. They are now, they're 6 outs away from snapping a 2-game losing streak. They've lost their last 2, 1 to the Orange County Riptide on the road, and the other loss was on Sunday to the Oaks.
First base coach for the Saints just had a quick meeting there with Musini.
There's a strike on the lower part of the zone. It's 0-2 with Spencer Kratt on the mound. 0-2 on the way there. 1-1 on the way, I beg your pardon. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Musini with 2 strikes. That one misses outside, 2-2. Well, Spencer Kratt, a up-and-coming junior at LA Valley College, teammates with Luke Cesares. Went 3-5 in 2025, made 16 appearances as there's strike 3 called right over the plate. A 1-2-3 inning for Spencer Kratt, and we now head to the bottom of the 8th. 5-0 Saints. Eighth inning, the Saints are now 6 outs away from snapping their 2-game losing streak and advancing to 5-3. And Saints have a new pitcher. It's going to be Garrett McHugan. McHugan so far this summer has made 3 appearances on the season, has allowed 2 runs. He's yet to record a strikeout, has allowed 3 hits and 3 walks. He faces Devin Wilkes to start the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch, and Wilkes could not hold back on that one. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Well, Garrett McHugan out of Golden West College. As a freshman in 2025, he went 1-0 in 7 appearances, made 1 start, pitched 6 total innings, recorded 10 strikeouts. Wilkes, a big swing and a miss. He's behind 0-2.
And this is the part of the order, even with Wilkes down 0-2 right here. This is the part of the order that's going to have to get production as we head into the 8th and the 9th inning, the final 6 outs here at George Spark Anderson Field. They are going to have to take advantage with Holly coming up next and Nolan Johnson.
0-2 is ripped to right field, foul. Wilkes just jumped about a hair early on that one.
Yeah, he got good power on that. That would have been interesting to see where that would have ended up.
No balls and 2 strikes. The count on Wilkes, who is so far hitless on the day, 0-3. 0-2 from McHugan. Misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that one just got away from him right there.
Tyler Hawley waits on deck for the Oaks. One, 2. Fouled straight back against the padding. Still a 1-2 count on Devin Wilkes. McHugan delivers. And Wilkes fouls off another.
Doing a good job fighting at the plate right now.
Yeah, the Oaks there, they're down but not out. Yet to score in this game. Yeah, the Oaks crowd has really not had much to cheer about today. One, 2 misses in the dirt. Count is even at 2.
Yeah, the Oaks can certainly put runs on the board at any moment. I mean, they had back-to-back innings in that Sunday win where they scored 4 runs each. So, just need to start capitalizing with runners in scoring position.
The 2-2 to Wilkes. And he fouls off another one. This is a good at-bat by Devin Wilkes. He's really making McHugan work for his outs here.
Yeah, going down from 0-2, now 2-2 for Wilkes.
Two-two pitch. A swing and a miss. So McHugan wins that battle as Garber throws down to first to complete the strikeout. Batter now is Tyler Hawley. Hawley is 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout. He's also been hit by a pitch. He was hit his first time up. There's 1 gone here in the 8th inning. Saints now 5 outs away from a win. Nolan Johnson waits on deck. And Hawley takes the pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Well, Hawley, you mentioned he's off to a 5-game hitting streak. Nothing he needs to do to continue that in this game. (1-0) misses low and away for ball 2. (2-0) pitch. Misses downstairs. 3-0 on Tyler Hawley. Will Garrett McHugan making his 4th pitching appearance today. Coming into today, he faced 12 batters. 3-0. There's a strike right over the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. We've certainly seen him throw a lot of pitches in this game. In this inning right here, his outing.
Yeah, Wilkes gave him good run for his money up until he was struck out.
3-1 is lifted high in the air to left center field, and Lane Hayworth moves to his right to make the catch in left center. 2 outs.
Now batting number 36, Nolan Johnson.
Brings up Nolan Johnson for the Conejo Oaks. Johnson is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. Well, McHugan has retired the first 2, but like I said, he has had to throw a lot of pitches to get through this inning so far. Johnson fights that one off. It goes out of play. So he's ahead 0-1. Zach Mora waits on deck. No balls and 1 strike. McHugan deals. Chops another one foul. It's now 0-2 on Nolan Johnson. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. 5-0 Saints. McHugan delivers. Right side, that is a base hit. Nolan Johnson, a 2-out single to right. That would be his 3rd hit of the game. So that's a season high for Nolan Johnson this season with the Conejo Oaks. His 3rd hit of this game.
Yeah, that came in a critical time for the Oaks, as already with 2 down, they needed to keep some life here in the 8th inning, and they do now with Johnson at first base and Mora at the plate.
Mora pops that one up. Foul territory. Garber has enough room to make the catch, so out number 3. And we head to the 9th inning. It's still 5-0 Saints. We'll be right back. we are now in the 9th inning. Spencer Kratt is now in his 2nd inning of work as he now faces Jacob Freer to start off the 9th. He looks at ball 1 downstairs. Well, Jacob Freer 2 for 3 on the day with a single and an RBI double back in the 6th inning when the Saints scored a couple runs as issues ball 2 downstairs in the dirt. Well, the Oaks have reached the 9th inning and yet to score, by far the longest they've gone without scoring in the season, as that one is fouled away. It's 2-1 on Jacob Freer.
Yeah, if this holds it, we'd have to go back to 2024 when the Oaks were held to 0 runs by the Slow Blues back in July 21st, 2024. But that is if this lead holds.
3-1. There's a strike on the lower part of the zone. The count runs full on Jacob Freer. Lane Hayworth waits on deck. Right side, base hit past the diving Jonah Dawson. So Freer on with his 3rd hit of the game.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there from Freer. Just drives it down to the right field. Dawson with a good attempt, just can't get out there in time.
Brings up Lane Hayworth for the Saints. Hayworth 1 for 3 on the day with a walk and a single. Check at first on Freer, but he gets back safely. 1 ball and no strikes. The count on Lane Hayworth. And it's bunted out in front of the plate. Spencer Kratt gets it quickly, fires on to first for the out. So Hayworth lays down a sac bunt. 1 out.
But that's exactly what the Saints were going for right there. And now they advance the base runner Freer to second base.
Brings up Trotter and Wright for the Saints. He had an RBI single his last time up. It's 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. Freer at second with good speed. That one is slapped foul to the left side. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Saints 3 defensive outs away from taking this game from the Conejo Oaks, and 1 inning away from shutting down the Oaks and giving them their first shutout loss. Line drive foul to the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Freer, the runner at second base. There is 1 out here in the top of the 9th. 0-2, it misses upstairs, and Enright with a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runner at second. The 1-2 is fouled off, so Enright stays alive, stays up there. And yeah, the Oaks, last time they were shut out was July 21st, 2024, against the San Luis Obispo Blues at Sinsheimer Park. 1-2. Low and inside. The count is even at 2. Well, the Saints already with 5 runs. They have a chance to get some more insurance against the Oaks. 2-2 is fouled straight back. So still a 2-2 count.
Enright's putting up a good fight here at the plate.
Freer, the runner at second, with 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Laced into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Freer is getting the wave. The throw by Kendlinger is in time, but the ball is dropped at home plate by Nolan Johnson. So the Saints get a key insurance run. That was a beautiful throw from center field by Tommy Kendlinger. It's definitely a shame that Johnson couldn't hang on to that baseball because it looked close at the plate, but I think he may have been out had Johnson held on to it.
No, certainly. He put that throw on the money from center field. Just right after he retrieved it, it was a line drive back to home plate. And, yeah, like you said, it was right there. Throw was in time, but just could not control it for Nolan Johnson. That's another run scored for the Saints here at the top of the 9th inning.
Now Joey Milto swings and misses at that one for a strike. Yeah, because the other thing was Freer did not exactly get a great jump on the ball. He, had to be sure that the ball was going to be caught, of course, but, it took him about, a few milliseconds of a second to start running.
Yeah.
That one gets away from Johnson, and Enright will go to third.
Yeah, it continues to just show kind of the defensive showcase that we've seen from Kendlinger most of this season. Would have been added to the highlight reel had Johnson got the out. I mean, you could still add it. I mean, it was a hell of a throw all the way from center field.
Runner at third now with 1 out. Milto swings and misses for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chopped foul to the right side. Still a 1-2 count on Joey Milto. Infield has moved up a few steps. Enright, the runner at third. He went to second on that throw from center field by Kendlinger. 1-2 misses in the dirt. The count is now even at 2. One, 2-2 on the way. Grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. That'll plate Trotter Enright. It is now 7-0 Saints.
Yeah, and that just happened as the Oaks infield came in. And just if they were in their regular position, that most likely would have been a play made right there by Jonah Dawson at second base. But since they were so moved in to the infield, allowed for a good piece of hitting right there from Joey Milto.
And that's his first hit of this game. Brings up Jack Little. Swings and misses for a strike, 0-1. Well, Jack Little is 1 for 3 on the day with an 1 for 4 on the day with an RBI single. So Milto at first with 1 out. 7-0 Saints. There's a strike on the inside corner from Kratt. 0-2.
And still just only 1 out for the Oaks here in the top of the 9th.
Chopper on the infield. Ethan Gonzalez throws to first in time. The lead runner, Milto, advances to second, so it's 2 outs and now a runner at second.
Yeah, good play right there by Gonzalez to play the bounce and gets the throw in time for the second out.
Well, that'll bring up Levi Medella, the first baseman for the Saints. Milto at second with 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss. 0-1, the count to Medella. Well, this game is somewhat the opposite of what we saw from Sunday, with the Saints ahead by 7 runs, and the Oaks have not scored a run on the day so far. They've got one more inning to do so. Counts now 1-1 on Levi Medella.
Yeah, it'll be a tall task in that bottom of this inning, especially now that the Saints have also added 2 more to their lead.
1-1 is grounded to the right side. That's through for a base hit. Milto is getting the wave. The throw by Danuitz is cut off. And it's now 8-0 Saints on an RBI single by Levi Medella.
That's Medella's now first hit of the game. Yeah, Wilkes just try to relay that to Johnson on the throw from right fielder Lucas Danuitz.
I mean, the throw did end up being a little into the ground halfway through the infield. There's a hot shot. That's fair. Down the left field line. On his way to third is Medella, and he will be stopped there. It's a ringing double off the bat of Jax Ryan, and it's now second and third, 2 outs, an 8-0 lead for the Saints, and out to the mound goes Scott Rudinsky, and this may be it for Spencer Kratt. We'll see. He has been giving it all he can out there on the mound. Pitched a scoreless 8th inning. Rudinsky just hoping to, sort of bring him back into the moment and just, shake it off and come back to try to attack this next batter. That brings up Johnny Garber for the Saints, and Saints with 3 runs in this 9th inning. They've got Medella at third and Ryan at second. Two outs in the inning. Garber swings and misses for a strike, 0-1. Well, Johnny Garber is 1 for 4 on the day with a single. The 0-1 misses in the dirt, blocked by Johnson. One ball and 1 strike. Kratt delivers. That one is ripped and dropped at third in fair territory, but the throw to first is perfect by Tyler Hawley. So nice recovery by Hawley at third base to get the third out. Well, the Oaks are chasing just 8 runs as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Oaks when we come back. Here we are in the bottom of the 9th inning, last chance for the Oaks. Also do want to take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan's, located in Moore Park on Los Angeles Avenue. As we get set for the bottom of the 9th inning, Nolan McCracken making an appearance to try to close this one out for the Saints. We saw him on Sunday's game between the Oaks and the Saints. That one misses upstairs for a ball.
Well, this is going to be one that, for the Oaks, you obviously have a game tomorrow versus the Academy Barons, but one you're going to be thinking about for a little bit longer, as you had multiple opportunities to make this game within reach. It's not saying that 8 runs is not possible. We saw the Oaks score 8 runs in 1 inning versus the Bombers 2 Sundays ago. So nothing is out of the question, but a tall task ahead.
Ethan Gonzalez leads it off for the Oaks. That one misses upstairs. Well, Nolan McCracken so far on the season has made 3 pitching appearances up to this point, has pitched 4 total innings, 6 strikeouts, has allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk, has not allowed a run yet. That one is chopped just over McCracken's glove to second. Jacob Freer has to get rid of it quickly, and Gonzalez is safe. Well, a little bit of deja vu for Jacob Freer at second base. Saw a play like that earlier where Freer had fielded it but couldn't get it out of his glove properly and ended up dropping it. Well, in this case, Freer maintained the ball, but his throw was just too late.
Yeah, I would say he had a just small hiccup with trying to get some grip on that. But yeah, no, you're right. He did get it out, and it was a bang-bang play at first. So good base running right there by Ethan Gonzalez.
Any kind of start like that is what the Oaks need this inning. And Jonah Dawson now up. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Gonzalez, the runner at first. That one misses inside and gets away from the catcher Garber, so Gonzalez goes to second.
This would be a great opportunity right here for the Oaks to get their 3rd home run of the season. If any time is, it is now.
Also, Isaac Veal is now in the on-deck circle for the Oaks. (2-0). Misses downstairs, 3-0. So Jonah Dawson, the junior at Cal Lutheran University, as we have mentioned, he is a utility player coming off of a very strong 2025 season. 3-0 on the inside corner for a strike. Three and 1 the count with Ethan Gonzalez, the runner, at second base. McCracken deals. Way outside, and it's a walk to Dawson, so an infield single followed by a walk.
Number 2, Isaac Veal.
And Isaac Veal is going to pinch hit for Tommy Kenlinger.
Veal has appeared in 5 games this season, batting .077. Just 1 hit on the season.
Veal pops that one up to the right side. Infield fly rule is called. So a big first out for the Saints.
Number 47, Jax Jimenez.
Brings up Jax Jimenez, who is 0 for 4 on the day so far. Couple of strikeouts. Gonzalez, the runner at second. Dawson, the runner at first. With 1 out, the Saints are a double play away from winning this game. There's a strike on the outside corner, nothing in one. And Jake Schwartz is now in the on-deck circle for the Oaks. The 0-1. A swing and a miss, and Jimenez falls behind 0-2.
And he's had good power on his swings. He's just coming a bit late, especially in those past 2 strikeouts we've seen.
Oh, 2 on the way. A swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout for Nolan McCracken, 2 down. Well, now Jake Schwartz will step to the plate, batting in place of now Lucas Danuitz. Saints are 1 out away from improving to 5-3 on the season, snapping a 2-game losing streak. Schwartz looks at a strike on the outside corner. Nothing in 1. Gonzalez and Dawson, the runners on base. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. 0-1 misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Devin Wilkes waits on deck for the Oaks, as it's a 1-1 count to Jake Schwartz. McCracken deals. Popped up in foul territory. Garber just misses that one. So it's strike 2 on Jake Schwartz. Well, Garber has been doing a fantastic job behind the plate, and we've seen him catch a bunch of those in foul territory, but just got caught a little off balance there. That ball kind of twisted around just a tad.
Yeah, difficulties, especially when you're kind of having to get out of place and then chase that ball, and especially we've seen some wind already today kick in, and so still 1-2 though to Schwartz.
Saints now 1 strike away from the win. 2 on, 2 out. 1-2 pitch. High and outside, the count is even at 2. Gonzalez and Dawson, the runners. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 8-0 Saints. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield. This should end it. Catch is made at third base by Jax Ryan. And the Arroyo Seco Saints shut out the Conejo Oaks 8-0. On a Tuesday evening, the Saints snap a 2-game losing streak and snap the Oaks' 2-game winning streak. And this is the first time this season that the Oaks have been shut out, and by far the longest the Oaks had gone without scoring as well. But, you know, you got to give credit to the Saints as well. They had fantastic pitching and, you know, defense on their side. And the Oaks, they had plenty of opportunities to score in this game, but just couldn't cash in today.
Yeah, no, totally a great job by the Saints to especially come off, you know, a tough loss where they lost 11-2 on Sunday on Father's Day. But I have to say, I mean, this is a game that I look at as like the Oaks very much lost this game for themselves. I mean, they, like you talked about, Sammy, they put themselves in situations. There was back-to-back innings in that, I believe, that 5th and 6th inning where they loaded the bases twice, and that's not an opportunity you get a ton of times. And right there, they just weren't able to capitalize, even score 1 run for that. But they get to rebound tomorrow against the Barons, who they've seen quite a few times now. But it's definitely one of those games that it hurts a little bit more because you knew you left a lot out there on the diamond.
Definitely, yeah. Well, the Oaks will be back here tomorrow to face the MLB Academy Barons at 4:30 p.m. right here at George Sparky Anderson Field. Same time tomorrow. Until then, want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in. Want to thank our spectacular crew alongside Judo Kanyas. I'm Sammy Fawn, and we will see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great evening.